I went to the grocery store and picked up some flowers to show you how to arrange flowers that you would easily find in a grocery store. Before we begin arranging, I wanted to show you how to prepare your flowers. You'll need a few things. I have these flower buckets filled with water and flower food. If you don't have flower buckets, you can use any kind of bucket this size. You can even use glass vases. I've used bathroom trash cans. Basically anything about this size you'll want to fill with water and flower food. Now I have this massive bucket of flower food. You probably won't be able to find this. I got this at a wholesaler. You won't even really need anything this big, but like the small packets from the grocery store, this will do. And if you can't find them, just ask your grocery store florist to give you a few extras. I think you can even find these on Amazon, the small little packets. But you'll want to fill some buckets with water and flower food. And then I'll show you what to do next. I have in this bucket right here, I have some tulips and some wax flowers. And I'm going to take these out and I'll show you what I do next. I need to change the angle of the camera so you'll be able to see. But I'm going to go and do that and then I'll show you what to do next. Another thing that you'll need is a good pair of floral scissors. I have mentioned this before. If you follow me, you know I've said this so many times. Please don't use regular scissors on floral stems because it will damage the stem. These are my Joyce Chin scissors. I believe I have saved this under supplies in my highlights. If I have not, I'll go back and do that. These were around $20 on Amazon. This isn't the only brand. There's another brand that I recommend and I have it written down. I can't remember. It's a Japanese brand. They're a little bit more expensive, but these have been really handy. So when you bring your flowers home, the first thing you're going to want to do, and I switched out the flowers. I'm going to show you this with the peonies I found today. You're going to want to take them out of the wrapping. And I'll show you what I have done. So I've poured some Quick Dip in this little container. Quick Dip you can find on Amazon. This jug of Quick Dip I got from a wholesaler. You probably won't be able to find this large of a size. You probably don't even need this large of a size. Quick Dip is basically just an instant hydrating solution. It's not necessary by any means. If you don't have it, don't worry. You don't need it. It's just something a little extra to give a little bit more hydration to flowers. I like to use Quick Dip on things like roses and things like peonies, like your nicer flowers. So I've poured some Quick Dip in here. Let me get a good peony to do this with. You'll also see, so flowers like roses, peonies, you'll sometimes see like brown petals. Those are called guard petals. You can remove those. Those aren't necessary. Just be careful though. You can just kind of pick them off. It's easier. I find it's easier to do on roses, but you can pick off the brown parts. Just be very gentle and careful. And so you're going to take your flowers. You don't want any foliage in the water. So whenever the greenery goes in the water, it adds bacteria and it's not good for the water. So you're going to clip, I won't use that. You're going to clip the greenery off the stem. And then you're going to make another cut to your stem. Adding in a fresh cut allows the flower to take in more water and gives it just an added hydration. I'm going to cut at an angle. You don't want to cut like this. You want to cut at an angle. I'll show you what that looks like. So I'm going to cut. So it's kind of a sharp point. I don't know if you can see that, but you want to cut at an angle. I hold in the Quick Dip for a few seconds and then I transfer it to my vase with water and flower food. And I'm actually going to trim this a little bit shorter. Don't want it quite that tall. And I'm just doing this one at a time right now. You can certainly do multiple stems at once to go quicker. I just wanted to show you for the sake of the exercise. So again, you don't want any greenery in the water. Greenery in the water is bad. So like this, I see people do this who they just don't know. They take their flowers and stick their flower in there. That's a no-no. You want to remove all the greenery. Anything that goes in the water needs to be free of leaves. You should just have the stem in the water. And I like to leave some greenery at the top, like some of the leaves that aren't going to go in the water. It just adds, added interest to the arrangement. Most of the time I just leave it on, and then if I want to cut it later, I can do that. You can always edit your stems later in your arrangement. So I'm going to go ahead and cut all of the greenery off these peonies. I'm going to process my flowers, and then we can go and start the arrangement. But you're going to want to do this to everything, all the flowers you buy at the store. The first thing that I always do is exactly this. I go through, take off guard petals if there are any. The guard petals, like I said, are like the brown petals that don't look nice. You want to trim all your foliage. Anything that goes in the water you don't want leaves in the water. And then the water, like I said, you've already filled with water and flower food. Go through each item that you've bought and do this. And then once you have all the leaves removed, you have all your flowers in the vases with flower food, then you are ready to start arranging.